Kevin Kelsey only played 1 minute plus stoppage time in this game, but scored the biggest goal of his Timbers career to date as the Portland Timbers take down LAFC 2-1 at Providence Park to see there are no longer any unbeaten teams across Major League Soccer.
Velda, chance to serve in, will do so. Looking back post, by is there, headed in by Kelsey! The Timbers have the lead at the death!
I knew Kevin was going to score because yesterday when I left him out, he said to me the team is more important than me for this game tomorrow. So I think when you show that kind of culture, we've got that kind of culture. João, Gage and Kevin, I spoke to them both yesterday. Gage has not kicked a ball since he scored a goal in Houston. The team first mentality. João yesterday, team first mentality, and Kelsey as well. So I think when you have that kind of spirit and togetherness, you know eventually that the tide will turn.
No, creo que contento por la manera en que se dio todo. Creo que el equipo primeramente lo necesitaba la victoria. Para todos los chicos, para mí también lo personal, el míster, que creo que han sido semanas difíciles. Y nada, rapado fue porque estaba honestamente un poco aburrido, entonces creo que de todas maneras sirvió para marcar el primer gol de cabeza y contento por eso.
Yeah, I think I'm happy for how things have turned out. We really needed this win. The guys, myself, and coach too, we've been having a few rough weeks. As far as the haircut, I was just bored. That's what happens. And, maybe it did help. Maybe it helped with guiding the ball into the back of the net.
Sign me up for Christopher Velda through the middle, because whenever he had the ball entering the attacking third in the middle part of the pitch, you in the stands knew something good was going to happen. The Timbers should have had a goal on it right before Jude Terry scored an absolute screamer on the end I'm standing right now, where Velda runs up the middle, tosses it to Bai and a cross inside Tamora, wasn't able to be converted. And of course, Velda did score the opening goal of the game, his third of the season, to lead all Timbers in the 2026 campaign. He takes this heavy touch where I say, oh no, if Nkosi Tufari steps up out of the defensive line, he can likely take it away. But Velda used that time to analyze, takes another touch away from the defense, and slots it past Carter. Velda was the man of the match for me.
We are building something really good, and we're really close to be a really good team. And I think we showed it today how good we were and how much we created and how good we were on the ball. So this was a huge step in the right direction, and yeah, we won the game in a long time, so very happy for that. I wasn't thinking straight. I don't know if it's legal to jump on the log or if it's holy, I don't know, but yeah, I should have stuck to the log because I lost my balance, would be better, but next time I maybe grab the chainsaw and cut the log myself.
The Portland Timbers midfield is so much more fluid when Jose Caicedo, Cole Bassett, and David Acosta can play together. This was the first time we've ever seen it, and frankly, they had to be the better midfield in this game, going up against two teenagers from LAFC. Regardless, Jose Caicedo and Cole Bassett combined for 165 accurate passes and well over 200 successful touches. In this game, I was really impressed with Caicedo. His mobility is something that we saw in this game that maybe we didn't see so much against Vancouver, but he had 8 recoveries, 4 tackles, a team high, 2 blocks, very mobile, and another word I would use for Bassett and Caicedo, which we've been missing, very vocal. The combined age of those two is only 47 years old, 7 years older than Diego Chara. At 23 and 24 years old, if all goes right, Caicedo and Bassett will be the midfielder of the future for Portland.
I always thought when we were scouting Jose Caicedo, he was probably, I don't want to be disrespectful to the MLS, I always thought he's too good a player to come to us. He's going to go to bigger leagues, maybe more grander leagues, but I know the amount of texts that he sent Ned, and I know the conversations that I've had that he was desperate to come to Portland Timbers. I think he's had really good experiences against MLS teams in the Leagues Cup, and I think you saw today that we've got a really top midfield player.
It was a game of centimeters today. If you go back and look at just how close Tillman was to being onside, this could be a massively different post-game report. But that's what it is. Soccer, also a game of inches. I thought James Pantemis was caught out by that cross. He comes out. It is bad positioning, and then Porteous was able to finish it at the back post. Thankfully for the Timbers, that moment absolutely saves them in the VAR check. And Christopher Velda admitted as much after the game.
Looked like we needed that one because I think everybody got the belief back. We were struggling a little bit low, a little bit weak on the ball, and yeah, we are super lucky that it was offside and yeah, the momentum changed and we got the goal in the end. So yeah, it was an amazing feeling.
Last season when Portland hit a rut offensively when they were scoring well under a goal per game after the Leagues Cup hiatus, it was because teams had a blueprint of setting up in a low defensive block and Portland could not find their way past it. After a performance like this, I'm confident that when they face Minnesota next weekend, they can find space through tight spaces because they have DaCosta, Velda, and Bassett. Bassett is such a help for this attack because he makes runs and creates pockets in attack that, no offense to Diego Ochoa or João Ortiz, likely wouldn't in these same situations. I'm optimistic about the Timbers right now, but they have to prove it on the road. It has been 11 games away from home without a win, and after they take down LAFC, the final team in Major League Soccer, without a loss and without conceding a goal, now time to prove it on the road against Minnesota, where the Timbers have a negative streak, never winning against the Loons in the Midwest.
If we get our best players on the pitch, we'll win games of football. I think it's as simple as that. I think Cole Bassett's I think he's a top player. I really do. When you don't have your top players on the pitch, it's difficult to win games of football. We've been patient, have an incredible backing from the owner, and Ned has been really good. And I think what's important to say is I woke up this morning and I follow the Timbers Army on Instagram, and they posted something this morning that actually I never get emotional. My wife calls me the most emotional, and I got emotional because their message was get behind the team today. And they could have easily come here today and maybe doubted me like other people have. They could have come here today and maybe when it got a little bit nervy they could have changed. But I just said to the players that this club is different than any other club I've ever been involved in, because from the owner to the Timbers Army to the people that helped me go to my car to bow on the gates, this club cares for its own.
Adam Booker will have a write-up on this game on Monday morning on the Timber Review, and we'll break down this game in its entirety on the Timber Review podcast on Tuesday morning. I'm Adam Sussman. Final scoreline from Providence Park, 2-1. Portland, the winners for the first time since the season opener.